What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Compound today at the request of Disney is Greedy. Disney is Greedy. We're doing this one for you, my friend. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. This will be a little bit more of a in-depth video for Compound, but it's not going to be too in-depth. It's not going to be like a 30-minute video. I would think maybe 5 to 10 minutes, right? Probably around 10 minutes, but let's just see how it goes. So, no, it hasn't been too exciting, right? And you did say some things yesterday in the Discord. I'm going to read through it real quick. You were saying whenever I feel better. Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that. Can I update Compound? I know it's not fun to look at, but I think it's close to possibly making a big move. You were talking about the weekly RSI looking bullish, and I agree. I definitely do. You said no rush on it. Thank you for everything. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for everything. But I do want to look at this stuff. We'll get into the longer term stuff in a second. But from a high point here to a low point here, you did yesterday close above your 886, which I do think is a big deal. Prior to that, you hadn't done anything. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's exciting that you got above your 618 like this and you ripped with some decent volume. It's nice, above average volume. But continuing to march up like this and closing above your 886 is really good to see. Now, the remaining task is to close today above the 886, right? If you don't close today above the 886 and you happen to close back below it, well, then likely we're going to see Compound move all the way back down to this $45, $47 area or lower. It's possible. And wouldn't that just be a proper move to make based on this like higher low trend, right? To come all the way back down here and then up, right? Either way, right? Whether this is the time that we are maintaining above the 886 or we go down, it's a little fake out, and then we come up, and this is the time that we remain above the 886. Either way, soon enough, we're going to be working our way up to this $60, $70 zone, and then past that, you guys. I really do think Compound is on its way up to breaking out of this consolidation phase. I'm not lying at all. I'm not just saying this. I genuinely considered buying some more Compound today. I like the price. I've been DCAing into Compound since it's been like below $58. Not on this recent downtrend. I did buy some, I think, back here. I forget when my last purchase was. I forget when my last purchase was with this thing. Maybe it was back here. But I know with this drop over here, whenever it went below 58, I started DCing there. My lowest purchase was at $38, so I caught near the low. I forget what my average is, but it's a good area to buy is what I'm trying to get because I do think Compound is about to rip out of this accumulation phase that it's been in. And that's what I would identify. This whole section here is just a long phase of accumulation. You can see the volume is dying off bit by bit by bit, and that's great, right? When you're getting to the end of a consolidation zone, accumulation, consolidation, whatever, whenever you break out either direction, you tend to see volume die off. So little by little, we are getting volume dying off. Soon to break out. I would assume that this next move up to the top of this like accumulation range would result in a breakout, and a breakout move in something that's been long formed like this, it would be explosive, right? You'd get a move like this, you'd get a move like this, you'd get a move like this and like this, but more sustained. It would be a breakout move, right? It would be very fast, very, very fast. This is a weekly basis, so I'm talking about in a matter of like a couple months. By the end of the year, Compound could genuinely be worth 4.5 times, 5.5 times more than it is now. It might not even stop at the 61869. I don't normally call for a rip through this zone. I normally do call for resistance in this area, and then you come back down to find support, and then you move up. But with a long phase of accumulation like this, you could see a 786, 886 retracement move by the end of the year, genuinely by the end of the year. And that would be insane, right? We're talking about like an 8x to an 11x by the end of the year. You're at $53 now, right? It all starts really when we get above this 382 area at about $100. So when we get above 100, that's when it's really going to be time for excitement. Until then, and the reason why I'm so cautious to be excited on Compound is because I was excited back here. It looked like we were breaking out, right? After all this, I'd been DCAing since back here, right? And this is it doesn't look like that long of a time, right? This seems like a long time in comparison to just like this right here. But dude, this is from August of 2023 until February of 2024. It was a long time that we waited, and it's been even longer still. Here we are in August of 2024, a whole year later. It's been a very long time. I'm not going to get excited. I got excited here. I thought we were going to move up. It looked like we were going to, but this accumulation range just continued. You know, that's just how the end of it. And look, we found support right on the 069, literally tipping it. For anybody out there that might be doubting the 069, man, I mean, maybe that's a coincidence, but hey, support right there, support in this area here, support in this area here as well, and across other charts, there's been support on it, right, that I've showed time and time again on this channel. 069, 69, 69 is not just a funny number that people use as an innuendo. It's actually a number of like serendipity and balance. in like numerology and stuff like that, right? It has a more in-depth meaning than that. And maybe it's just a coincidence, who knows, right? But I do find significance on it in the charts, and that's the main reason I use it, not just for whatever reasons I was talking about. But there's just a little bit of, I guess, spiritual stuff in there too for you. Anyways, guys, the weekly RSI does look bullish to me. I see what you're saying, right? Relative to, you were saying going back to January. Is that what you're saying? January of 2023? January of 2023? Bro, I'd say relative to June of 2022, it's bullish, right? Like, you look at this for what it is, right? You've got these higher lows coming into play. Look at that. It's a very bullish weekly RSI, absolutely. You just haven't done anything with your price yet, right? And as we get to these higher readings, which we might be doing, right? Getting above the 50 is nice. I like seeing this kind of breaking out of these like lower highs here. It's still not the best look right now, but overall, I like it. I definitely do like it. Reaching down to this area, getting below the 40 and then just rejecting it and coming back up the way you did, it looks really strong. I'd like to see you get above the 60 area. When we get up into this zone, that's when I would expect that we are breaking out of this consolidation phase. And I'm really curious to see how high this thing flies. I know I'm talking about all these higher numbers, talking about $235 to $610. It's a huge range. Somewhere in this zone would be the area that I would expect compound to go to whenever it breaks out, and probably by the end of the year, if not by the very beginning of next year. But that could still take a little bit of time from here, right? I don't think it's going to start this week. It could take months, right? And the reason why, it's August right now. It's the end of August, and the end of the year is upon us, right? It's the 8th month. We're almost on our 9th month. 9, 10, 11, 12. We only have like 4 months left in the year. We could still be in this range that we've been in for a long time, for 2 more months before things really get exciting, right? And I know that's why Disney's greedy. You were saying that I know it's not fun, but I think it's close. I think it's close too, relative to this whole range. But close could still be 2 months. It could still be some time. Maybe it's 2 weeks. Maybe it's 2 days. Like who knows? We are close. We definitely are close. I'm just not getting too excited until we get above $100. That's that. Whenever we get above $100, and when we see this volume change, when we see higher readings in volume instead of lower readings in volume, it's going to be time to get excited. We just haven't seen that yet. It's nice. Of course, it's nice that we're up 25% this week right now. We still have a day and 21 hours left to see if we correct a little bit. But we've done this before. We've done more than this before, and it didn't merit anything. So I've learned my lesson. I'm being more patient with this thing. And even with that all in mind, I'm kind of holding myself back from buying some more compound. It's a decent bag of mine. I don't know if I want to add more to it, but this is a fair area to buy. And I think maybe I'd be more tempted to buy if we did get that interaction with this 61869 area here at $45 to $47. And if I do buy, I'll let you guys know. But moving down there, again, that'd be like a nice kind of phase of higher lows here. We'd probably come down and have like a nice phase of higher lows in our daily RSI as well. I didn't draw that the best, but something like that. 4-hour RSI, moving up like this, decreasing in volume, right? I think that you've hit the end of your rope. I am kind of expecting, and this isn't the normal thing. I don't normally call for this. I always caution for it, but I don't normally call for this. But I have a feeling today we're going to close below the 886. And if we do, that means that this looks like a breakout, but it wasn't ready just yet. So we're probably going to go back at least to the 786, at least there, around $49, but more likely the 61869 area, an area that you found resistance at before, and you have found support at before, time and time again. So something like that makes sense. I hope this is the video that you wanted. Not Mischiefism. I know Mischiefism likes compound too. Disney is greedy. I hope I answered your questions, man. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content. I 100% agree that the weekly RSI looks bullish. I very much do, but it's the weekly RSI. Weekly does not mean that it's going to be, and I know I'm not saying that you don't understand this. I'm sure you understand this, right? But for anybody out there that doesn't understand this, the weekly RSI, it can be misjudged in the sense that, oh, it's the weekly, this means this stuff's going to happen on a week-to-week basis. No, weekly means like month-to-month basis. Month basis means like quarter of a year, or a monthly time frame is like quarter of a year, or more likely a half a year to a year basis, or years basis, right? Daily time frame is like week-to-week basis. Weekly means that it is bullish. What I'm trying to say, I'm getting all jumbled up here, but it is bullish, but it could still take multiple months before we see the the full strength of this bullish looking weekly RSI. But I do agree, it does look bullish, and not just from January, but from of 2023, right? Which would be, you said all the way back here. I would say from all the way back here, man, like it looks very bullish, very constructive, which is nice to see. But we've got more proving to do. As of now, I think we're going to see a little bit of a pullback, $45, $47 somewhere in there. And with that, I leave you. So take care, hit that like button. Bye bye.